Hello. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Excellent. Thank you, Mosquito Man. All right. Let me wait a little bit. Okay, excellent. Good. It's been a while. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So I tried a software which allows me to add some things to the stream. For example, like the counter of like how many people are actually watching, and also some donation goals and things like that. But well, it didn't show the camera, so which is kind of pretty essential for a live stream. So now I'm back to the standard YouTube software. Now, as you see the title of the live stream, it is about the future of the live stream. And I would like to ask you to take a look at this survey here, poll, which takes about 1 click to answer. And let me know which day works best for you when it comes to live streaming. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or any day. And this is because I would like to make this a more steady thing. So I would like to find a schedule. For example, we say every Saturday at 9 p.m. in Japan, we do a live stream. So that you know at this time, I will be there and we can talk. So yeah, so as you know, it's been a little bit, wow, towards the drone goal. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Aminox, for checking the poll. Saturday or Sunday for Mosquito Man. Excellent. Okay. Right. So that's the first part. And then after this poll, I would also like to find out which time works best. So essentially I have 2 time frames I can work with. One is this one right now. That's 9 p.m.-ish, 9:30 p.m.-ish in Japan. That should be 5 a.m. Pacific time and 3 p.m.-ish Middle European time. But that I will ask it later in a separate poll. Yeah, so then hopefully, as you know, the live stream has been a little bit up and down here. So sometimes it's been like 2-3 times a week, and then we haven't had one for 2 weeks now, I think. So it was about time to change that. And yeah, so hopefully we find a date that works well for everybody. 2:38 in Germany now. Okay, so it's 2 p.m. in Middle European time, would be 9 p.m. in Japan. Okay, let me quickly check the results of the polls so far. Okay, so most people say Saturday or Sunday, so I think kind of expected because it's a Saturday now, and I asked you to check to vote. Only 7 people voted, so, but we'll see. Okay, now with that out of the way, let me go through your messages. Sapka Daddy is here. Mosquito Man is here. It says it's good now. There I am. Yes. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you for being here. Nur Fadila is also here. Alminox can see me now, but no nice graphics. Yes, that's very unfortunate, unfortunately. So I will try a little more and then hopefully set it up. Danny Panic, generously as always, has given $10, so really appreciate that. For the drone goal, so as you have seen, if you have been to the first stream, there was a little drone goal thing for April. So I would like to buy a drone. This costs about $800 here. That I would not need to buy some extra batteries, which are 70 a piece or 80. And depending on how you donate on YouTube, I get about between probably 50 and 70% of that. So I have to add a little more. So all in all, it's probably around 1,000 or more. And that's the goal, like going forward in the next months or so with this live stream, hopefully at one day to achieve that. But we will see. Okay, Aminox has voted. Mosquito Man says Saturday, Sunday is best. Sunday is also best for Sapka Daddy. 6 p.m. for Raghavendra. And then 2:38 in Germany now. Yeah, 6 p.m. in India, ne? Yeah, 3.3 hours later than Japan. In Malaysia, it's 8:38, so just 1 hour difference. Demiran asked how it's doing. So I'm doing well. It was nice weather today. The nights are still pretty cold. Let me check. I think it's like 3 degrees or so tonight. No, actually 7 degrees. Wow, not bad. But tomorrow and Monday it will be -2 again. So it's not safe yet to go outside in a t-shirt. And it depends if it's summer or winter time. Yes. So Japan doesn't have daylight savings time, so it's always the same. So now the time difference, for example, to Europe is to Middle Europe's Central European time is 7 hours, and in winter it will be 8. Why no donation available in your region? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, but thank you for considering. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm also considering. So another YouTuber, he's using Tippy. Maybe you know that. That's something where you can tip. But I think the fees are much lower. So actually, the much more of your money will go towards the goal, which hopefully is me or the drone or whatever, improving the channel. Daniel Panic is usually free. It's just 14 hours difference between Chicago and Japan, so it's a matter of me being away. I sometimes catch the live stream at like 7 a.m. I'd watch when I can. Okay. 14 hours, 21 minus. I see. Okay. 7 a.m. Good afternoon, 024314. Good to have you here. What is the glorious Japanese journey hoodie you're wearing? It's for so this one. So I ordered this one from Spread. I think it's called Spreadshirt. Is it? No, Spring. Teespring. That's too confusing. So it has the white logo here at the left side of the chest, and has the colorful logo on the back. But as you maybe can see, it's not too nice from the print quality. So it has some white in the blue and so on. And also it's thin, and I don't like the overall quality. So it's not something I would actually like to sell, unfortunately. So this is a sample I got, and it just doesn't feel premium enough to give it to you. That being said, they have some more like higher quality stuff, so I might check that if that works. So let's see. And yeah. So, and other than that, yeah, it's pretty thin, so I didn't expect that. I thought it like more, like the standard you would expect from H&M or something, or better, but this is definitely not on that level. Great idea, says Adelina. Ruturaj Karat says, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I hope you are too. Okay, 024314 wants the hoodie. Excellent. Looks nice. Okay. And probably it's more because of the camera, not because of the hoodie. So it's also the size is a little bit too. I think it's an L, and it's like probably like a triple XL in Japanese size, or something like that. Okay, Adelina would want one anyway. Okay, excellent. Moin, servus, and hallo, Danny here. Oh, hey, Danny, good to have you here. And good afternoon. Greetings to Germany. Looking forward to the start of your Ocha Ocha campaign. I don't know if it makes sense for me to purchase anything, but maybe just send some packs to my family. Mika Gafello Chius, sorry for that. Chiusiwa, I love my videos. Thank you. You've provided so much info about working in IT in Japan. Thank you very much for the kind words. Would like a video discussing general salaries in software engineering one day, entry level to senior level. I see. That would be interesting to have with a couple of software engineers that can talk about that. Because obviously I have only like my companies or my personal background and experience. So I'm not, and I can do some research on like job portals, but that would definitely be more interesting to have like a wider spectrum, maybe international companies that are in Japan, international companies from Japan, and local companies. Merchandise from those sites usually don't seem to provide much commission from the artist, it seems. So the merchandise for this one, I forgot what it cost, but it depends on me. So there's a certain, this one maybe $20 or $15 or something like that. and then I can say, okay, I want $10 on top or something. Yeah. What I may do if I would really do that, some kind of merchandise in any form, then I might do like the manufacturing cost, then plus, let's say, $10, and 5 of that for me and 5 of that for charity or something, so that it has like. But I don't know. Maybe that's not actually what most of you want. So yeah, H&M is a very successful clothing brand in Japan. Says Ruturaj Karat. Yeah, I think there are quite some here. I mean, the standard H&M, Zara, Gap, Uniqlo, of course, Japanese. And yeah, you're most welcome, Danny. I mean, I hope it works with your campaign, and then I hope you survive. So for those of you who don't know, so the Tokyo Maniacs in the chat, Danny is part of a company, Ocha Ocha, in Germany, and they are the first company in Germany, I learned today or yesterday, that provide soft drinks, tea, and so on, without added sugar. So there's no, like Coca-Cola or something like that, all the stuff inside. No, that's not there. Or tea and all the stuff inside. It's just green tea, for example, as you would get it in Japan. And on a decent quality, I hear. So it's it's something worth supporting. And they are struggling now because of Corona. So they had like a couple of jobs or promises set up with like conferences and all that. But of course, they don't happen. So this money is pushed back until after Corona or later or never. And that's, of course, not the best environment for a startup. And so now they are starting a support campaign. So Danny, if you want, just leave a link, then I pin it. One thing is getting a job as a foreigner in Japan, but getting an apartment as a foreigner is a completely different can of worms. Yeah, I mean, it depends. When I had speaking of no added sugar, I drink this now. This has also no added sugar. No sugar added, it says here. So this is fruits. And it's banana and tonyu. Tonyu is soy milk. And then here it has, I can read that, wait. Fantastic things like spinach and asparagus and I don't know what that is. And yeah, let me translate. Squash and things like that. So excellent. Tastes nice. Very banana-y. Coming back to getting an apartment in Japan. When I first got here, so we did it like this. First, we got married in Germany. This was in May. So next month we have our anniversary. This was in May. Then in June, my wife came here. And I stayed 1 month longer until July. And my wife took care of searching an apartment and showed me some videos and so on. And then, since I was the provider, I had to call, or I had to have a call with some guarantor company. So guarantor company means you pay them so that they say, if I mess up, they pay, more or less like that. And that worked out astonishingly. So they called me and they said, yeah, what do you work? I'm like, yeah, I'm self-employed, and for my own, I would continue working for my own company if I was in Japan and so on. So I thought, like, it's never going to work, because essentially it's just like I tell them how much I earn and they have no way to check it and all that. But it worked for some reason. So that was nice and good surprise. And we also did not have the experience of, you're a foreigner, you cannot get this here. I must say, though, that of course my wife is Japanese, so that might be one of the reasons. If it was just me, then maybe it would have been harder, because especially in this area of Japan, Nagano, there are not so many English speakers. And then if I don't speak Japanese, then there's an issue, right? Because if they have to tell me something, don't do this, or you have to do this, I don't understand. So that's a problem. And then we moved to Yokohama, and I signed up with a company, a pretty big company and well-regarded company in Japan. And then I didn't need a guarantor anymore. And also now in this house, I don't need it anymore. That's a pro. But we had one house when we are looking here. We came to Nagano. We are looking for a house. We decided on a really nice one. Super, way too large, more than we needed. I would have like 2 rooms for YouTube only and so on. This was like 4 rooms and a living, dining, kitchen area, like 111 square meters, garden and all that. And then the floor heating and dishwashing machine, dishwasher, like all the things you usually don't get in Japan, like garden, floor heating, dishwasher. And I'm like, yes, I want this. And then we already said yes to the I only know the Japanese word. Wait, the agency. And then on the day before we should sign, they called us and said the owner wants to use it for himself. And usually that's actually a no-go, but he is like higher up in the company that's managing the stuff. So it was like a very unfortunate and unpleasant exception. So it's not a foreigner exception in that case, but like a general thing, I guess. Or it's just like this, they didn't want to say foreigner. And then we got this house, which is also pretty nice and a little cheaper. Okay, so now let me go back to the chat. Zara is also good. Yeah, I must say though, I haven't gone. I think I never went to Zara since I moved to Japan, so I'm not actually sure. Daniel Panic says the tea is it's like the opposite of sweet tea in the southern US. It's like 50% sugar. Wow. Yeah, in Germany, I'm wondering. I don't know. I don't know how it's now, but when I left 5 years ago, non-sweetened tea, I don't know. I think generally tea, like if you go to a vending machine or some stores, so usually it's like soft drinks or like Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, things like that. By the way, question for you. Fanta. What is the default taste of Fanta where you're from? Because in Germany, it's orange. So when you go to McDonald's, you get Fanta orange. And here in 2009, when I went to McDonald's for the first time, I got Fanta grape. And the grape in Japan doesn't taste like the grape in Germany. And I was shocked and it was awful. Okay, so now Danny, we're the first to make unsweetened soft drinks with no additives. Thanks for introducing Ocha Ocha. Okay, that's how it is. So if you Google Ocha Ocha, and if you happen to be in Germany, then you can support them, I guess. Daniel Panic says, we might not be so large if they had more stuff like that in the US. More drinks with no added sugar. Yeah, that's true. I mean, probably, yeah. It certainly does not help. Okay, so Demiran wants to know what the company name is. So it's Ocha Ocha. It's the Staniel Road just below, yeah. And you can buy like a lot. You can like tons of tea and put it in some warehouse or so. Just support them. I like your hoodie. Can we see it from different angles? Okay, so I showed it before. So I know you were here when I showed it, right? So yeah, front, like this. You see, it's like it's attracting stuff. It has backs. They're not aligned here. You see that? This part is higher. Can you hear me? This part is higher. This part is higher. So that's one thing I don't like about it. And back. This is the back Japanese journey logo in color. So it's not as in your face as if it was white. But here's like the smaller white one. That's about it. But yeah, I don't like the print quality. Maybe stitched would be best, but they don't offer that. I don't like the print quality. I don't like the fabric. I don't like how I don't like most of it. And I just wear it when I do live streams. So that speaks for itself. So I need to find some better provider if I do that. Okay, some Ocha Ocha talk. From what I hear, even Japanese people use guarantor companies nowadays. It's basically like mortgage insurance. Yeah, it's possible. I think so. I don't know though. So I also don't know why they don't want it from me anymore. If it's because of the status, like so that like when you work for somebody, then you have essentially two statuses. One is contractor and one is full-time employee. And full-time employee means essentially you can almost not be fired or let go. And contractor is like usually 1 year and 1 year and 1 year. That's what you would have if you were an English teacher, most likely. So 1 school year, then 1 school year, and so on. And then maybe sometimes they say, no, you're sorry, we don't want to continue. And in that case, definitely you would need that company. And I think we paid back then 80% of a month's rent or 100%, something like that. One of your last videos, you mentioned you do martial arts and you were doing some rolling exercise. Do you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by any chance? No, I do Aikido actually, which is quite not similar. But despite rolling, I guess. It's the saddest thing about Japan. I guess this was when I was talking about foreigners not getting apartments. Fanta grape, I think of. Fanta orange. Okay. To get an apartment, usually you have to interview with rental agencies and 2 to 3 guarantor companies. And if you pass all, there's a chance to get it. Yeah, terrible. I just saw a video of another YouTuber, Tokidoki Traveler, Emma, and she explained exactly that. She had to talk to 3 guarantor companies. Thankfully, I only had to talk to one in English back then. So that was pretty helpful. Draghi Killer just wants some Fanta. Yeah, I haven't had Fanta for a year, so I think. Also, it tastes different here than in Germany. Although I can't tell anymore what's the difference because I don't remember. Same in Albania. We also have Fanta Lemon and Fanta Exotic, I see. Yeah, here sometimes some different tastes, like so definitely grape and orange, and then they have like melon, and then some experiments every now and then. I finally found a book for Japanese that works for me best. I tried the Hasek method, but it was not 100%. The one that helped me remember and learn best. So I switched to Japanese from zero. That is great. Oh, interesting. I think I even bought it back in Germany, but I didn't bring it here. Yeah, I mean, Japanese from zero, progressive version, as they say it. So it's like, for those who don't know, it's written in Latin characters, in Romaji. And then as you learn the different kana, for example, then replace what you know, the parts you know with the Japanese kana. And then I guess this continues like this from book 3, maybe, when they start kanji. Just don't look into the origin of Fanta. I'm German. I know. Valerie Popov, hello from Russia. Hey, Valerie, good to have you here. Hello to Russia. Hello from Nagano. Daniel has Wanikani. It's just a matter of spending time learning, and I'm trying to sell my place. Oh, right now, they've been working on that. Yeah, okay. Selling your place. This means you're moving. I don't know. Is it a good place? Is it a good time to sell now, where you are, Daniel? And I so personally like Wanikani because so when I did HASIC, I did it very quickly, I think, in like 39 days for the condensed version with 1,000 kanji. So how much is it a day? Too much. And what I like about Wanikani is that it holds you back. So only if you have the radicals down, you are allowed to continue to the kanji for that level. And then only if you have the kanji down, you can go to the next step and get next radicals, and you don't like bam, 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 bam. So then it's like, it makes sure that you understand a little better and know a little more. Yeah, you know, you are more proficient when you proceed, even though it takes longer, probably. I think the fastest is for Wanikani about a year or so. But then, of course, you also learn some vocabulary. Fanta was my favorite in Germany. I was shocked about the melon soda. Yeah. What I like here also is Mitsuya cider. So it's called cider, but it's not alcoholic. It's just a soft drink, and it's transparent, but maybe it's some, I don't know what it is. Definitely sugar and soda. I'm not surprised about the history of Fanta. A lot of companies work with those bad guys. Yeah, like Volkswagen. According to which language, to me, which language is harder to learn, Japanese or German? I mean, for German, I was born with it, right? More or less. I was born into it. But I guess, so from that perspective, I guess it's the same because you just grow up and learn it. But then, of course, even for children, when it comes to writing and reading, then Japan takes a lot more time. Japanese takes a lot more time. So personally, I think it's important to have, or what I find works for me is to have the foundation, grammar, a couple of words, and then you go explore. So you read books or whatever interests you. However, to get to this foundational basic level is harder in Japanese because you can't read books and so on if you don't know kanji. So that's why it takes longer. Is it harder? I don't know. It just takes longer. So the hard part is continually spending time. So persistency, that's the hard part, I think. Because there are like 120 million native speakers here, so can't be that impossible, right? And also literacy rate is really high in Japan. Even though I don't know how that's measured. In the US, the market is hot for sellers. Oh, nice. I'm going to get a good amount and plan on move into Chicago, some cool area. Nice. Sounds good. Excellent. Valerie has a rejection from Line. Oh. Still working on my journey to get a job. Okay. Well, next one. Also, Line, they have two offices. They have Fukuoka and Tokyo, and it's different. So if you don't pass in Fukuoka, you may pass in Tokyo, if I remember. That's how it was like 5 years ago or so. Or 3, 4. But yeah, there are others. I mean, Rakuten is like the classic. Many take it as a more like a stepping stone to get in and then are there for a couple of years. Maybe if you have a good team, it's nice. And then from there, go somewhere else. Would you say Japan is more favorable to self-taught software developers? My degree in accounting is in accounting, but I want to be a software developer. Couldn't do computer science degree for various reasons. I can say I'm not sure. So I can only compare to Germany, and I think that doesn't matter if you have a degree, essentially. I mean, for some companies, it does because they have some old structure when it comes to the salary levels or so. At Japan, so I can tell you how I look at a CV. So usually I check the experience, the work experience, and I don't care about the degree. Because even if you studied computer science, it probably wouldn't matter if you got the foundations, the basics somewhere else. But if you don't have it, then and you just like some just got what you need from here and there, but you don't know why, then this will come up in the interview. So it's not about the university, for me at least. Exception is if it's for a university I know, which may be my university, some famous German university, or some really otherwise famous university like Oxford or Cambridge or something. And then, or if it's a university from a certain company where I have team members, then I may ask them. But that also only if this person says I had this and that grade. So then, in order for me to understand what it means and why this person writes it into the CV, then I would check the university. But even as they say it's a bad university, if the what you have done in your life, if that seems to prove that you're a good fit for my team, then I interview you. But I'm not Japan. I'm just somebody working in one company in Japan. Okay. People think Chicago is unsafe, but there are plenty of really nice and safe areas. It's a great city. Okay, nice. I know nothing about Chicago, except, of course, for Al Capone, which I assume has been some time. That was Johannes' scary parent face. I'm German, I know. Yeah. How can I join high school in Japan? I have no idea, actually, but I don't know. I would Google it. I have no idea. I'm sure there are some. I know that for sure there are some exchange programs, but I also don't know if they are suspended right now because of Corona or not. Why are you German guys so fixated over adding words together from new ones instead of just making up new words? Because it's easier. You know, you don't have to remember something new. You just edit it, and then you have it. It's just like reading kanji. You have like one kanji, which means one thing, and then you have another one, and then you edit, and then, oh yeah, this might mean this. And since you may even know the reading of both the kanji, then you can even read it with some probability. Here, it's all about work history and recommendations from previous employers, says Aminox. Yes, I think so, mostly. I mean, maybe if you start new, then maybe it's important, maybe. Are you working for a local company in English? Yes. So it's a global company, but from Japan, and it's my department's language is English. And I mean Germans in general. Okay. I think an experience is the most valuable thing in IT, but computer science degree will help to get a visa. I don't have a computer science degree either way. Yeah, no. So for the visa, you need a degree, but not a computer science degree. So that's, for some reason, it's the same thing like all the people that come here to teach English. They need some degree and some proof of skill, which is they are native English or they had an English upbringing. And that's it. And same for you, of course, computer science degree helps probably, but I think, maybe I'm just totally wrong, but I think you don't need the computer science degree. What do you think about renting long-term Airbnbs when coming to Japan? Does that make sense if you plan to come 1 year? So there wouldn't be like $6,000 key money and furniture. That sounds pretty. I mean, assuming your rent is $1,000, then with $6,000 key money and furniture, it would be $1,500 for 1 year. So that would make probably sense. And I in fact know at least one YouTuber who is here on a working holiday visa, whom I just recently discovered, but hopefully we can make a video soon together. And he is also living in an Airbnb. And yeah, it may make sense. I think he pays like $700 a month or so in Kyoto, which is pretty reasonable. And you have the internet and all that included, and if something is not working out with your neighbors, you just move to the next Airbnb. So I think if you don't plan to stay here forever or for a really long time or so, that's a good option. Here's a German word for you. Donaudampfschifffahrts-Elektrizitätenhauptbetriebswerk unter Beamtengesellschaft. Yeah, that's not common. So that's not the. So you saw, I even stumbled. That's. I mean, that's a possibility, but that's not the. That's an exception of the rule. Like usually, I think German words are 99% less than 20 characters, maybe even 10. German. What's also very easy to do in German is make very long sentences. probably easy to do in any language, but maybe. Or maybe it's just me, but I like doing that. And then if I do it in English, I'm like, especially when I'm in Japan, then I'm afraid that people miss the context of like what's belonging to what when I do like comma and so on. So then I break it up and make it easy, small, short sentences. And also when I do YouTube videos, if I do like, I don't know what it's called in English, when you have like the main sentence and then the side sentence or whatever it's called. If I do that, then I tend to mess up more. So I have to say it again and again. And in order to not do that, I avoid that. So I make easier sentences, easier to understand, hopefully. And that's that. Are you learning German, Aminox? No, you do know German, Aminox, but who's the question? Demiran, are you learning German? The good thing about speaking German is that sentence structures are similar to Japanese grammar. I don't know, actually. Are they? I don't know, because I don't... For me, it's just one's one and the other's the other. I wouldn't compare. I mean, I may make mistakes where I use German grammar structures on Japanese, and I just don't know. By the way, since you're here, I would really appreciate if you could give the stream a like, if you like it. Also, let me quickly check the survey. Okay, a clear lead for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday or Sunday. So I guess this is a good date. Is it a secret what company you're working for? Yes, it is. You might call it a parenthetical expression when you say a sentence, but also make a side comment like this. I see. Is it milk? This one here? No, it's some it's a they call it smoothie, but it also contains see that? Can you read that here? This one. The soy milk. And it's without added sugar, but it is sweet because of banana. This is not sweet. I've looked into learning German, but right now I don't have the time. Instead, decided to learn Spanish since it's a lot closer to Italian, so I think I can learn it in no time. We'll start German after I finish uni. Okay. Yeah. So when I was young, because I have a lot of family in Italy, I also wanted to learn Italian. I thought like Italian obviously is the most important language to learn. And then I never learned it. But I imagine it would also be much easier to learn Italian compared to Japanese. Little do we know he works for Japan's National Security Agency, and this is a cover for his identity. Yes, most likely. I'm actually trying to get secret information out of you about your country. English and most Western languages are SVO, subject, verb, object. German, Japanese are subject, object, verb. There we go. Yeah, I never care or cared. For me, because I never... Probably Japanese, the first time I do remember explicitly grammar or so. Because when I learned English, I always thought that's like overhead I don't need if I have like a feeling for the language or some... I did it. I did the exercises we got in school and so on. And then that's like, okay, that's how it is. But I don't need to know why it is that way. It's like, I also don't know it in German, so why should I know it in English? And probably it's similar in Japanese. I know like if it's like this, then it behaves like this and all that. But I don't know like because it's subject, verb, object. Okay, anyway, that sounds just like something a security agent would say, playing mind games and all. Yeah, there you go. Maybe, maybe not. Hans eats apples. Yeah, German is also Hans isst Apple, Äpfel, Äpfel. And Japanese also Hans, Hans wa ringo tabetemasu. A Japanese company is mainly looking for software engineers, JavaScript frameworks and backend. Front-end job offers, designing websites or UI, seems to be very rarely looked for. What do you think? I don't know really. So I think my company is looking for everything all the time. But yeah, I can't really say. So when I searched, of course, for my area, which is Android front-end. And there were some. That's correct. Yeah, Hans isst Äpfel. Hans Äpfel isst. Yeah, that's Japanese. Yeah. I guess it's normal to have a harder time explaining why a native language works like it does compared to foreign languages. Yeah, exactly. Also, when I talk to my wife, I'm like, yeah, why is it like that? She's like, because it's like that. Because it is. It's like, I don't know. There's some reason, but I don't know. Technical writer for living. Oh, Aminox. A read language nerd. I see. Yeah, Hans-sama ringo tabemasu. Oder? Because he's eating, tabetemasu. Tabete imasu. Good old Hans. So you're all here in this live stream, but do you have any times that work better for you? Like, so now for reference, I started at 9:30 p.m. And from there you can calculate wherever you are. If there's something like you say, okay, it's morning right now, but evening would be better or something like that. Like 12 hours earlier would be nice or something. That would be very helpful. Do you bike a lot? Well, I bike out of necessity, so to the supermarket or so, but I don't bike like for trips because my bike has only one gear. So as soon as it gets uphill, it's really tough. Or if I have to go uphill or like really far or some mountain or so, then I go to my mother-in-law's house and get her bike, which is with battery. Then it's easier. What is Gretel doing? Yeah, what's she doing? Probably also eating an apple. I'm usually up by 9:30 p.m. Japan time, even on weekends. Okay, so today was perfect time. And Demiran is Saturday night, like 5 to 6 hours from now, would be perfect. But I guess you would be asleep by then. Yeah, 5 to 6 from now would be 3 to 4 a.m. So that's very exceptional. If for some reason I don't know, because of kids or something, that maybe once, but yeah, exception. Hans is short for Johann. I know. I think Hans just exists as Hans, but maybe also for Johannes. Working in Japan is my lifetime goal for now. When I get enough experience in my direction, sales direction, that I want to learn from working here in Germany, of course, the Japanese needs also to be good enough for it. Yes. Gretel didn't make it out of the ginger house this time. That's very unfortunate for Gretel. But But Hans was the one captured, right? So she gave her life for Hans. By the way, is this website called Every Time Zone, which is perfect for an overview of time zones? Sounds okay. Every Okay, so right now, or we started at, wait, we started at 5:30 Pacific time. That's pretty early. 6:30 Mountain time. Central time 7:30, Eastern time 8:30. So 7:30 is Daniel. UTC, so Greenwich Mean Time 12:30. UK because of summertime 1:30, 13th, so 1:30 p.m. and so on. Dubai 4:30, Singapore 8:30. Maybe nobody from China. And there's Sydney. Then Sydney is 10:30 now. Auckland is 12:30. That's pretty late. Now we know that. Thank you for sharing. 9 p.m. your time is perfect, at least for Germany. Nice. Yeah, I'm always not sure because during the day, usually I have to do something like with the kids or shopping or whatever. Okay, Daniel, Central Time. Okay. That thing is a lifesaver for scheduling international meetings and work. I see. And you can share it. Oh, that's nice. I see. Yeah, for me, meetings, mostly it's in Japan, but if it's international, I just schedule them and then it's their problem. I see you have no videos in the pipeline. Here. Oop. All ideas gone or too busy. Yeah, kind of in between. So I'm searching for something I can do right now that is kind of Corona safe, but still in the area. And when it comes, for example, to activities and so on, for example, something I would like to do is visit a knife smith, blacksmith, making a knife with him, things like that. But that's like out of the question until Corona is gone, and so on. Now, yesterday or day before yesterday, I contacted the Nagano tourist agency, the government entity, and hopefully something we can work together. I don't know if they will get back to me at all. But hopefully then I have something more in the pipeline. I'm trying to make an appointment with a friend of mine who runs a ryokan, but she has been to the hospital some time ago and is not doing so well when I last contacted her. So hopefully it will change for the better and then we can do something. Other than that, of course, always, if you have ideas, let me know. As you can tell from the chat, what has been doing well are videos about IT in Japan. So this life in Japan, daily life of a software engineer in Japan, and also how to get an IT job in Japan was kind of well received. So constantly getting views. The day in the life still gets like 200-300 views a day, which is pretty good for my channel. So this direction would be one way to go. But then again, I actually want to focus more on this area than me. Okay, question to Haitani. I want to know why people at my work don't use it to avoid scheduling meetings during lunch. Yeah, that's a problem, lunch meetings. Also, if it's like you have a lot of other meetings and the only empty space is lunch, so let's do it at lunch. That's not the intention. It's not how I mean, please think, I need more than 30 minutes. Are you happy in Japan? Yeah, mostly, I think so. So right now, yes. Sometimes no. So I guess it's not, would be the same for example, Germany or any place. So there's always good times and sometimes a little bit harder. Are you and your family going to places you wouldn't usually go because they are always full of tourists, but now you got them for yourselves? I figure Kyoto would be lovely, more quiet like now. No. So we, on the contrary, we don't go to places we would usually go. And I want to go to Kyoto. I have at least 2 YouTubers I want to do something together with living in Kyoto. And so hopefully I will be able to. But this, because from tomorrow, I think Kyoto will also be in a state of emergency. So that's out of the question now. I'm like stupid or so, and get very close with people I don't know and all that, and try to get corona, but because I have family, and also not because I think I'm super at risk from corona, but imagine I got sick or my wife got sick, and then we need to be separated from our kids. So that's the big reason why we are very careful. But yeah, Kyoto. I haven't been to Kyoto since 2016, almost 5 years. So it's about time. Another option would, of course, be the snow monkeys here, because in May the babies are born. So then June or so, snow monkey babies, very cute. And of course, that time of the year, nobody there, plus Corona, even less people there. So that would be an option. Next weekend is Golden Week. So that will be probably the most crowded week of the year, despite Corona. In spite of Corona. Video idea: the difference between Western customer service and Japanese customer service. Uppercase. I'm forever ruined when I go home. I can imagine. Yeah. I mean, it has its charm, I think. But certainly there's some things like you have to pay when you go to the toilet. I mean, you don't really have to, but it's kind of socially accepted and expected almost. And what's nice is that people talk to you more like a human, not like just, the service person is less robotic, as in always the same words and so on. So that's kind of, I like that. But of course, yeah, service understanding in Germany and Japan is on a totally different level. Service in Germany. Need to clickbait up, says Daniel. You can move to Japan with one easy method. Then you say you need 5 million to sponsor your own visa. Yeah, yes. Use this one simple way to move to Japan. And still, it's not like just 5 million to sponsor your visa. I mean, I don't have a business management manager visa, but I think you need also a university degree, or at least 10 or considerable amount of experience in the field you want to enter with your business. So it's not like just have $50,000 and you're set. And also then I think the first visa is like 6 months or so. So it's not, and you need to deliver. So you need to get some income at some point. Otherwise they say, yeah, that's not working. Get out. So then customer service. Yeah, another one I was thinking maybe is like the must have things when you come to Japan, like the must bring things. I think there are actually only 2. That's your passport and your credit card, or all the money. And the other things are optional, but still pretty good to have, like clothing and so on. You have to push a website into their faces. Sooner or later it works. What makes Japan for you worth it? I must say, I think it's the out of the ordinary. So ordinary would be the daily rhythm, go to work, all the people in suits and all that, and then all that. But then what you see, maybe if you know Ghibli movies, that's the kind of Japan that's displayed there. That's still, you can experience that, and that's what makes it worth for me. worthwhile. So especially if you talk to a little bit older people or people that are very specialized, so that craft a skill in one direction for their life, and have done that for a couple of decades, that's very interesting. And also because these people don't have stress on a level that, for example, I have with my office job. I work here, but right now at least. Okay. Then they really mean it when they say customer is God in Japan. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it's very inappropriate to be impolite to a customer, of course, or to show something not positive. I'm reaching my 10th year in my workspace, so I guess I got that one marked off from the list. Yes, excellent. Check. Different games. Good to have you here. I'm doing fine, thank you, and welcome again. Welcome back to the stream. RM is planning to go to Japanese language school for around 1 to 2 years to attain fluency after I finish my computer science degree. Would it be easy to find a job there as a new graduate in the IT industry? I can't really say. So, because my company doesn't do that, we don't hire new grads for IT mostly. But I mean, there are positions, obviously. So we have partner companies, and they have, like, in April, they have the onboarding of new members and so on. So there are definitely positions, and as you said, you're expected to speak Japanese on a very good level. Obviously, if you go that route, you may have some bonuses because you're foreigner. Another thing you have for you is you speak English, maybe another language as well. So that might depending on the industry the company is working in. That might be maybe a plus. But I can't tell. I don't know if it will be easy. The opposite question can also be made. What makes Japan for you not worth it? Yeah, I mean, something I definitely like more in Germany is the working hours. So, I mean, I don't mind. My company is very, let's say, progressive when it comes to that style. So usually I stop after 8 hours and that's it. And that's okay. And that's the guideline in the company. You should do what you have to do within 8 hours, and then you're out. You can, of course, do overtime. Maybe not, of course. You can do overtime. But I would really love to have more holidays. So maybe when you're from the US, that's nothing you would be concerned about. But for Germans, which have like 25, 30 days of holidays a year, plus national holidays, plus sick leaves, it's unheard of when you tell them, yeah, in Japan, we have after 6 months, we get 10 days of holiday, but they include sick leaves. So they're like shocked. And of course, having something like Germany, where you have like 6 weeks off holiday per year, and then maybe you take a week because you're sick, 7 weeks, and then you have how much, like 12 days, 14 days of public holidays, of which maybe 10 again on during the week. So you have like 8, 9, like 2 months you're not working. That's pretty nice. Of course, if I was self-employed or something, let's say I would be a full-time YouTuber, then I could choose my time in that way, if it would make sense. But I don't know if I could. So when I was self-employed in Germany, depends. Once I finished a very big job, then I had a pretty relaxed time after that. So, and also in the last year, I worked. I think I took like 8 weeks off, actually. Still made more money than I'm doing now. Or about the same. Objects you must bring to Japan: passport, money, and deodorant. Good point, deodorant. But I think you can get it more and more now in convenience stores. Maybe it's getting there slowly. Even though I haven't tried it, I always get it imported. Where are we? Also, you have to bring sour teig bread. Yes, maybe you can buy it on Amazon. But I mean, there are a couple of German bakeries in Tokyo. Showmaker is the one I like. It's organic and tastes very close to German produce. Do you think that Japan's work culture will have some permanent change due to the coronavirus pandemic? I'm not sure. I think for some companies it may. I don't know if in general. I know a couple of companies are already starting to close their offices or move offices together. That means that there are not enough seats for all the people, so there has to be some rotation and some work from home culture for some companies. So that's happening definitely, and if it works for them, I mean, it's like a forced experiment now for most IT companies. They're saying, "Go home," and then they see it works, and then say, "Don't come back, just work from home." So I can't really say if it will be a big one or if it will just affect a couple of companies, but it will have some effect, I think. I know, so because I have a LinkedIn profile, I get recruiters contact me on a rather frequent basis, and some of them say like, "Hey, we have this company that's offering work from anywhere as long as in Japan." Oh, love your background setup with the warm and the cold blue light. Looks pretty and aesthetic. Thank you, Demiran. Thank you. I thought about this actually last year when I was here in Nagano, but in the beginning of Corona. So actually, this background you see here without the plant, I wrote down on a piece of paper, and then this light here and this what that and so on, and I bought it all on Amazon, and that's the result. Only from a different perspective. And I'm glad you like it. That's what I made it for. What size keys do you write? How does the color of the smell sound? Just as a question you've never gotten before. Yes. 10 days annual leave is tough. It is. Yes. And especially, I imagine, like, you get sick, which happens, right? And then you have two options. You take a day off. That's unfortunate. Or you wear a mask and go to the office. And then everybody else gets sick. What made you decide to go to Japan in the beginning? My wife. So my wife came with me to Germany for a year. She was my girlfriend then. And then we said, okay, then let's go to Japan for 3 months and see where we are. So what we should do. But it happened that she got pregnant and I had business to do in Japan. So we could, and was timed in a way that we could go to Japan, but not back because then she would be too pregnant that it would be risky. So we said, okay, let's stay for a year. That's fine. However, I don't know why. I'm sure we had some discussions, but for some reason, and really it's some reason, I don't know what reason, we then decided to stay longer. We went back to Germany in 2017 for 2 months, but to visit. I also worked a little bit in Germany, but 2 weeks. Went to visit, and then came back to Japan, and then I started looking for a job and moved to Tokyo. But why did we stay? I don't remember. That's why I always say, for some reason we stayed longer, because I don't remember the reason. I don't know if there was any specific reason other than my wife not wanting to go to Germany. So, but in the beginning, it was my wife. She was pregnant, and because I had to go to Japan anyway, and we couldn't go back after, at least not before my kid was born, we said, let's stay for a year. That was initially. Siemens Gamesa or Siemens Gamesa, where Alminox works, has already moved towards a work from home flexibility. I see. Nice. His Keys question was intentional nonsensical. I know. I figured. If you want to visit your family overseas or having only 10 days, how can you do it? 2 weeks. I mean, right now that's a little bit tough because you have 2 weeks of quarantine. So quarantine. So you go to Germany and then you stay there and then you have like 10 minutes at the airport and then go back. Aminox asked Daniel what gave it away because it was nonsensical. You stayed because of the convenience. I mean, I didn't. It's no, but convenience are definitely something that doesn't drive me away from Japan. Yeah. Germans don't understand humor. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Now that I'm thinking of it, the COVID must suck for you. For how long haven't you seen your German family? So I went to Germany the last time in September 19, so about 1.5 years. Wanted to go last year for Christmas. We didn't. So actually my younger one, only my mom, because she visited in December 19. She has met my younger one, but the other, my father and my siblings, only on the phone. It's sad. Also sad is that if we go this year, for example, for Christmas, if it works, then so if you're for up to 2 years old, you pay much less. You pay like, I think, only charges like tax and so on, but not seat fee in a plane. But if it's over 2, then it's like 80%. Unfortunately, so it will be much more pricey. Now that I already read that. So you work in the field of wind turbines. That's pretty cool. Oh, Aminoxis. Nice. Wind turbines. Here, sometimes I see some very small, like this size, things that seem to be turbines. They're connected to they're like above like vegetable gardens or so, and they're like rotating, and they are connected to the power network. But either I don't understand. Either it's one way, so that power network's powering them, but then I don't know why, because they're not fast or doing anything, and why, or the other way, and then it's the same. Like, why would you do that? Because it's probably as efficient as nothing. It can just manufacturing cost must be much higher. Maybe Aminox. What's Christmas like in Germany? We have German Christmas market in Chicago, and every year Christkindlmarkt. Yeah, we have Christkindlmarkt in Japan as well. Many areas, not in Nagano, at least none I know of. But for example, I worked in Roppongi, and in Roppongi there are 2 big skyscrapers. Midtown, that's where I worked, and Roppongi Hills. And Roppongi Hills, there's a Christmas market. So then after work, we would sometimes go there. And in Yokohama, there was one, and they had authentic German gingerbread, which was excellent. Super pricey, like $30 for 3 or 4, like this size. Elisenlebkuchen, for those who know. And but it was worth it once a year. And also because my wife doesn't like them, so I can eat them all by myself. And yeah, Germany, so it may be similar. So the main purpose for many is to get drunk on Glühwein, which is cheap hot wine. And then you have like gingerbread and crepe, if you know that. Things like that, like sweet Christmas stuff. You can also buy like woodwork stuff, Christmas stuff, maybe some presents, gloves or something, handicraft, and so on. Okay, so Are you guys getting vaccinated over there in Japan? No, we are not, because so that's when I talk to my family in Germany, they're always like, yeah, we just like 20% vaccination and so on, like for one shot or more, and like US like close to 50, I think now, and England as well. And then I'm like, yeah, Japan is 1%. So until it's available in Japan, it's like July or so, I think they plan to make it available for the general public. So there's still a little bit of time left. Aminox says, I like it. I have been working in research and development for 16 years. Oh, nice. Different for Games says, also since COVID jabs are very delayed in Japan, is it possible for you later to go visit your family in Germany and get a jab at the same time once they become more available there? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe. But I'm not sure. Maybe I need to live in Germany for that. Or maybe they send something to your registered address. I'm not sure. But Germany, I think it's from September or so, where it's like they have enough for everybody. At least it's a plan, I think. It shouldn't be a problem traveling abroad, and over 60% of the population is vaccinated by December. Yeah, hopefully. Is there a Japanese word for those little pot gardens on the streets in Tokyo in front of the houses? Would be a great photo book idea. I don't know. I don't think so. If so, then I don't know. I haven't heard it. Where are you born? In Cologne. I was born in Cologne, and then I moved to Bavaria, southern Germany, when I was 10 months. And there I stayed until I was, wait a second, 348 months. No, 350 months, actually. So then I stayed until I was 29, and then I moved here. In this new normal, so to say, that you can't go out as much, why don't you create a series of videos teaching us Japanese? Heh. Yeah, no. So I made a couple of Japanese related videos, like 2 or 3, I think. Like Japanese kanji for tourists, how to learn Japanese, maybe only 2 or 3. I don't know. But I don't think I'm in the position to do that. I don't think my Japanese is fantastic or so. And I don't think I have more to offer than, for example, George Trombley or Tokini Andy or Dogen or so. And they're doing it very well. Marzipan, I love marzipan. I don't eat it anymore, unfortunately. So this year we got a care package from Germany, and we got lots of marzipan potatoes, which are actually balls like this. And they expire by the end of this month, but we have lots of them left because I don't eat them. So only my older one, and my wife doesn't like them. So only my older one, and he gets at most one a day. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'll take it to work if I ever go to the office, and then give it to the Germans there if I meet somebody. Yeah, US is killing it with more vaccines. Got my second dose more than a week ago. Oh, nice. Hopefully nice. Yet the numbers aren't as good as in other countries, like in Europe, for example, all cause the anti-vaxxers. Ah. I mean, but compared to Japan, anything is good. Lucky Daniel, yeah. Now the US is killing it. Amazing how that changed with a leader that takes Corona seriously. Okay. Potatoes until the end of the month, it is, yeah, marzipan potatoes. Not like potatoes. So it's like a little bit of almond and a lot of sugar. Some Americans are so high on the notion of freedom, they go to extreme lengths. It's so sad for the rest of the population. Yeah, well, I mean, if that's the argument, then I think that's kind of understandable. But it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't exist. I like I don't get sick, so it must not exist or so. That's a little bit frustratingly like ignorant. What does your wife think of German cooking and sweets? Mine is not a fan of the Western very strong flavoring. Yeah, not at all. So German cooking, no. German, I mean, she's like all the good food you get in Germany is not German, like pizza, pasta, schnitzel is from Austria, things like that. Hamburger, maybe hamburger counts as German, I guess. But then, like, what we have in Bavaria, like maybe Schweinshaxe or something like pork leg and things like that. I don't think she's the biggest fan, and especially, I mean, you can't eat this every day without dying at 50 or something, or getting really unhealthy. The people who are showing vaccine hesitancy by large fall under one side of the political spectrum. Yeah, I imagine. But it's also like kind of, I guess it's again like because you may be on your side of the spectrum, that's why it makes you accept their opinion, I guess. If that makes sense. Beer and pork sausages. Can't wait for Oktoberfest next year. Yeah, but Oktoberfest is also like in Germany, it's like half chicken, right? Or duck. Also nice. Pretzels, are those German? Yes, they're German. That's right, yeah, pretzels. But yeah, she likes pretzels, actually, my wife. Here in Japan, I had a good pretzel once in this one German bakery in Tokyo. So, I mean, I can't take lots of pretzels because they have to be eaten fresh. So I got only one, and it was surprisingly good. So it was like on a good German level. There should also be an Oktoberfest in Japan, given how much people like alcohol there. Yes, there is an Oktoberfest, and no, there is not an Oktoberfest. There are Oktoberfests, and they're not in October, or maybe one is, but then it is like all year round. Maybe not now, but before Corona, that's how it was. And it's essentially you have extremely expensive beer, some of which is German, and sausages, and then sometimes you have something different. Maybe they have like potato, slices or something. But it's not. And maybe you have a small tent, and maybe even a German band is playing, and maybe in Dirndl or something. Some people have like the Lederhosen T-shirts. Yeah. So one time, I made a presentation when I was rather new in my company. I was like 9 months in or so. I made a presentation about what it is working in Japan. And for this presentation, to show better off, this was like in front of maybe 200 or 300 people, the whole department. And for this presentation to show off the difference, I wore a lederhosen actually. And I was surprised by how many people did not actually associate this, like didn't know that German, they didn't know this this bias of all Germans have beer and maybe pretzel and sausages and lederhosen. So that was interesting. There should also be in October, I read that Japanese in general are also very hesitant towards this vaccine, as they are with all new things. They are very conservative in that way. Yeah, I also know a couple of people that are like hesitant. I mean, for me personally, because of the reasons I mentioned before, of like family safety and so on, it probably makes. I'm pretty decided that I will get that because I want to. I probably have to travel sooner or later. I have to go to Tokyo again to the office and so on. So it makes sense to do that. So people are pretty familiar with Oktoberfest. They had a Maifest in Chicago, it's somewhat common in Germany. And we have a spring festival, Frühlingsfest in Munich, which is at the same place where the Oktoberfest is, but smaller. But generally it's like the same. They have like beer tents and like lots of alcohol and some roller coaster stuff and so on. But not as, by far not as many international tourists, like guests and so on. I mean, but for me, when it was just like, yeah, let's just, since it's already there, let's go. Okay, it's not surprising to hear, considering the fact that a lot of the best researchers in the field of medicine are Japanese, says Damrian. Do you miss Knödel? I mean, I sometimes make Semmelknödel, Serviettenknödel, so not so much. Yeah, potato Knödel, Kartoffelknödel, I haven't had since I moved. I never had in Japan, I think, but I prefer Semmelknödel, which I can make myself, so it's fine. But I don't do it a lot because it takes so long, maybe for Christmas or so. You would think they trust in medicine or science, says Damrian. Not when it goes against their beliefs. Yeah, fear, right? It's like, it's really safe. Yeah. But then again, I think a lot of, when I go to Tokyo and so on, especially like if I go leave the office or so at night and go to the station districts or so where there are lots of, pub-like things outside, it's like, are you all stupid or people sitting super close, eating and talking and drinking and so on? Oh, obviously you get infected at some point. I mean, which then again makes me feel a little safer in the sense that, okay, with what I'm doing, like actually keeping my distance, disinfecting, wearing a mask and not doing that, the probability for me to be safe is definitely higher than for these people. So much about that. Is the German community in Nagano? I don't think so. So I think in Nagano, so I watched, I took a look at the statistics about foreigners in Nagano. I think it's like 3,000, out of which more than 2,000, I think, are from Asia. And then it says others, like 600 or 7 or something. And others then means rest of the world. So I think Germans maybe 10. so I imagine the community wouldn't be too big. I know there is a German bakery in Matsumoto, which is a city in Nagano. And I've been there once, but it was closed. You can fly drones in many parts of Tokyo, I expect. That's correct. So two laws that apply, a couple of laws, I think, that apply there. But generally, if you have a drone that's heavier than 200 grams or heavier, then you cannot fly it in Tokyo or in densely populated areas, such as where I live, such as Tokyo, such as Osaka, and so on. And you also can't go close to airports. You can't go higher than 200 meters, I believe. You can't fly out of sight. However, there is, for example, DJI has a small drone, the DJI Mini 2, which is 199 grams in Japan. Internationally, it's 249. So this one, you can fly here. So if the police comes, you can say, hey, it's okay. Still, you have like trouble and so on, but you don't have to pay. So it's a toy. But they will lower this again to like 100 grams or something. So it's like, and also they saved this 50 gram from the international version to the Japanese version on the battery. So it's actually only like 10 minutes flying, and international is like 30. So it's a little bit tough. But this is actually the drone I want to get. So small drone, but kind of capable, and then get an international battery for that, so that I can fly a little more, and the Japanese version batteries for if I want to do something here, for example. And and all that because I'm in Nagano now. So if I go somewhere and I show you some nice hotel or so, it would be super nice to have it from above and see a little bit more of the scenery, mountain, valley, forests, and all that. And yes, spying on the neighbors is another one, of course. Even if you have a toy, quote unquote, drone, then if you fly and watch into somebody's house, privacy laws apply. A fraction. I missed the context now. All right, my free time for today is up. Oh, got to go in about 2 minutes. Have a good one, everybody. Bye. Okay, Demiran, thank you for joining. Have a good one. Yeah, probably also should do 5 more minutes or so, and then slowly go to the end. All this talk about food made me miss Bratwurst and Bratkartoffeln. Yeah. Here they have Bratwurst like Nürnberger size, it's small thin ones and also thicker ones sometimes, but they always put something inside like lemon and so on. That's very confusing for me because I never experienced that. But generally I feel the tendency in standard Japanese products that if it was something that I would like as a German, then they put something in there and then I don't like it. So bread, it's never just normal bread. It's always like bread and then there's some custard inside or cheese or something on top and so on. And I don't know why they have this obsession with ruining bread and stuff and sausages and so on, but for some reason it seems to be popular. Okay, so JG. Oh, that's my first name and second name initials. I'm thinking of moving to Japan in the future, but I suffer with depression. Of course, I'm getting treated right now, but what concerns me is the mental health support in Japan. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure, of course, you can get support here. I'm sure. But of course, then again, it's the question of language also. So if you can express what you are feeling in Japanese well enough, and if not, if there's an English-speaking one. Also, of course, if this environment is helpful for you. So, because it can be lonely, because, people are not the most outgoing necessarily. It depends on you also. So I'm rather introverted, I would say. So I usually, are not super aggressive when it comes to making friends and all that, creating the surrounding that would probably support you with your depression. So keep that in mind. That's what I can think of now. So one, the social environment you can create for yourself and how easy it would be, and two, language barrier when it comes to consultation. You could contact Senpai from Tokyo Maniacs. He's in Tokyo and also takes exact that drone when he travels. I read his last few videos were about the drone. No. His drone is a different one. So the one I want is the DJI Mini 2, and he has the Air. So he brought the DJI Air 2S. Yes, that's a different one. Japan, the place that puts mayo on pizza. They do weird things. Yes, exactly. They do things like that. And now, I mean, I have in the past tried to do when we order pizza at places like Pizza Hut or Domino's or something like that. Then I tried to take the Italian style thing, but that's not good. And so I just gave up now. And if we do that, this Japanese style pizza, then we go all in and do the mayo and do the teriyaki and whatever. We're talking with Johannes Gutenberg, the father of the printing press, and now he's doing YouTube. Yes, obviously. No, first name, middle name, not the last name. Middle name starts with G. I mean, that's why dating meeting apps are very popular in Japan. Yes, certainly they are. Okay. Yeah, JG, I hope it works out. Both with your depression and with coming here. Are there great record stores in Nagano? I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. So DJI Mini is very small. It's like this. But I guess the Air is a little bit bigger. I know he had the Air 1, the first version of that, and was thinking about the 2. And then now he took the 2S. 024314 is introverted as well when I talk to people here, but I do not know what it is when I talk to Japanese people. I have zero problems, even when there's a language barrier sometimes. Nice. Yeah, I can understand. I mean, because they're so appreciative of you, trying at least some Japanese. That makes you, at least me, feel at ease. Even though I don't like messing up or not understanding and so on, especially years ago when that was pretty common. But then when it worked, like when I had a conversation or even 2 in a row where I understood everything, even if it was short, that was the best. Like made my day. They put chocolate sauce and mayo on French fries, and it works. Yes, I tried that as well. Okay, different games has to go. Has to complete an exam on a Saturday. No, at least it's only one. Have a great continuity. Okay, yeah. Enjoy your exam. I hope it will be successful. Chocolate covered potato chips. Yeah. I remember. I had that too once. I think. At least we bought it. Maybe my wife had all of them, but I think I tried it. It was not bad. Even better than the French fries. Yeah, I had also French fries from a vending machine once, and it was, I would say, unfortunately, as expected. I mean, what do you expect, right? When it's from it's like covered in plastic and it's heated up somehow, I guess, microwaved or something. So of course it's like not crunchy or anything. Okay, so while we are all here, since we have been talking about this one, if there's anything you would like to see in terms of merchandise outside of clothing, please let me know. So last time we talked about anything, so like chopsticks or something. But if you have anything in mind specifically you would like, please share it with me. On the other end of the taste spectrum, they have natto and yakitori. Yeah, I like yakitori. And natto, sometimes I feel like eating it, but then like one chopstick full is enough. I can't eat the full thing. A smartphone case. Oh. Do you have any pets? I've heard dogs and cats are pretty expensive in Japan. I don't have pets. My wife is allergic, so it's out of the question for us. I don't know about prices. I mean, we had cats in Germany, so I like them, but that would be pretty hard, pretty unfair to say, hey, I want a cat, so you have to suffer now, to my wife. But it's kind of, I mean, it's most rental apartments don't allow pets. And if they do, usually that comes at a premium. So, or sometimes you can say, I want one, and then you have to pay more. Yeah. Yes, Daniel, about what type of merch you like. Yes, Hashio Kudasai. Okay, I do remember that. Yes, of course, you mean bridge. Yes. Since many are interested in IT here, you should consider stickers. That would be, yeah, okay. Real devs have the MacBooks plastered over. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is kind of, yeah, why not? But actually, I'm also thinking of some kind of slogan or so. I think on one of my platform I have like bringing you closer to Japan, but that's not something you can have on your shirt and people say, yeah, I can identify with that. If they are not if they don't understand the context, then it's not working. So for example, let's say Norm from Tokyo Lens has explore always. That's something you can take out of the context of Japan or his channel and still put it on your clothing, and people say, this guy likes to explore. But bringing you closer to Japan, no. So I'm looking for something like that, for example. And it would also be something you can put on your notebook or MacBook, laptop, and make a statement other than JJ. I would like a wallet that can accommodate all the Japanese loyalty cards, IC cards, ID cards, coins, and so on, and still fit in a pocket. That's impossible. I'm actually thinking about getting a wallet that's like, because I currently have a standard size, wallet thing. But I'm thinking about one that just fits notes and like 2 or so cards, and that's it. Like very, very thin. Because, as you say, it almost doesn't fit in a pocket. And I don't have point cards out of principle. My wife, on the contrary, she loves point cards. So, for example, in Germany, there's one big company, Loyalty Partners, that has a payback, it's called, card, which can be used in most places, like supermarket or, I don't know, department store and so on. You can use it. But in Japan, it's like almost every department or every brand has their own card. And either they have an app which you can scan, or they have a real card. And that leads to like littering your wallets with cards. Exactly. So Aminox's wife has over 35 loyalty or point cards. That's Japan. And I'm kind of in between. I mean, I like saving, and I understand people like to save, but it's like for like, so one, like we shop at this particular place at this particular day because they have twice the points, or I have to do all this extra administrative work just to get like 2% off, and then I'm like, no. I don't, and then I have to remember to bring it and so on. If I forget, and then within a week I need to come back. No. I don't. So for me, it's not something I'm interested in. On this like kind of micromanagement saving. That's no. For me, the benefit is not worth the bother. Yes, exactly. Same for me. Okay, so now we are already over the 5 minutes, pretty long. So I would say slowly we come to an end. So it was a nice talk with you, and thankfully it worked on just the second attempt. So maybe next time we have both a working stream and nice graphics. So thanks again to Daniel for the donation. Really appreciate it, as always. And then everybody, I hope you're having a great day. And I will now probably make a phone call to a couple of friends, which I do every other week. And then we talk about stocks and stuff like that, as you do with your old friends. And yes, exactly. Have a great night. Have a great Sunday or Saturday, depending on how much is left. And then see you again, maybe on Saturday or so. Maybe same time, 9:30. And then let's make this the same time, the same schedule every week. Okay, so thank you so much. It was my pleasure. And see you again in a week or so. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.